Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook. American Comics. My Dad is Batman. Chapter 1. Film and Television Technology System. Master, I'm afraid this little guy is really your son. In a luxurious office, an old man with gray hair and a very kind face said to the middle-aged man in front of him. The middle-aged man's face was full of disbelief. Alfred, this is impossible. Seeing this child who he had watched grow up, there was actually some panic on his face. A narrow smile appeared on Alfred's face. He has never seen Batman like this. Oh, sir, although I think it's impossible, the facts are here. Isn't it? Alfred shrugged. The expression on Bruce Wayne's face became more complicated. Alfred, I'm not that playboy Tony Stark. This shouldn't happen. Oh, it really shouldn't be. But in fact, your son is already 10 years old. Instead of thinking about the origin of this child, you should think about how to take care of this child. Master. As he spoke, Alfred patted Bruce Wayne on the shoulder. Only Bruce Wayne and a teenage boy were left staring. Sitting in front of Bruce Wayne is a child who looks obviously Chinese American. Compared to Bruce Wayne, Jason Lee is even more confused. He was originally an ordinary college student. But because of a car accident, he traveled to this world. After 10 years of understanding, only then did he realize that the world was not as simple as he imagined. Because the name of the city he lives in is Gotham City. What's even more outrageous is that he often sees Iron Man's handsome figure on TV. This made him, who was still young and ordinary, tremble. As the saying goes, when Marvel shows up as a dog, the gods tremble 3 times. Find someone in Gotham and kill a god in the blink of an eye. It would be okay if he simply traveled through a Marvel or 600th world, and he might be able to rely on the prophet to find a place to live alone. But the Marvel plus 600th world is simply a hell within hell. To make matters worse, his mother, who had raised him for 10 years, died in an accident. Before he dies, let him bring the token to find his biological father in this world. Only, what Jason Lee didn't expect was, his father turns out to be Bruce Wayne, the famous Batman. Just when Jason Lee was secretly happy, a voice suddenly sounded in his mind. Film and television technology system binding completed. Jason Lee's face was stunned, and his face was full of confusion. Looking at Batman opposite him, he was also a little embarrassed. Although Bruce Wayne is a very determined man, he can remain calm when facing cunning opponents. But suddenly I learned that I had a son. Still a 10-year-old son. He was still a little at a loss. When I think about the past 10 years, this child has not been with his father. Bruce Wayne's heart was filled with guilt. After hesitating for a long time, Bruce Wayne finally spoke. Jason, what's wrong with you? Are you feeling unwell? No. Jason's answer was a bit nonchalant. At the moment, the surprise of having Batman with such big legs was directly diluted. The system's beep sounded in his mind again. The world is anchoring. World rules are being analyzed. The origin law is matched. Congratulations to the host. The film and television technology system can extract technology from film and television works known to the host. Every time the host reproduces a technology, it will be rewarded with a chance to draw. Technology extraction. Congratulations to the host. You have obtained Ultron-level artificial intelligence. Immediately afterwards, a stream of data that seemed to be substantial emerged from his eyes. Jason just felt dazed for a while, and there was a lot more content in his brain. And it was as if he had studied the contents himself. He mastered it skillfully in his mind, and there was no feeling of unfamiliarity at all. Feel this knowledge in your mind. Jason had tears in his eyes. After so many years of hard life, things finally turned around for him. What a double blessing today. Seeing Jason's face look confused, complicated, and joyful at the same time, it was like acting in a movie. Bruce Wayne's face was filled with worry. Look at this child, how pitiful he is. Seeing him even made me a little confused. Thinking of this, Bruce Wayne felt increasingly guilty. After all, blood is thicker than water. Even though it was his first time meeting his son, he still wanted to give him everything he had. Jason, don't get excited. I know you are feeling very complicated right now, but if you believe me, I will. I can give you whatever you want. Facing his own flesh and blood, even Bruce Wayne, who claims to have seen the world, can't help but feel a little at a loss. His words seemed a little cramped and confused. However, Jason, who was sitting opposite him, didn't consider this issue at all. He was completely immersed in the technology in his mind at the moment. Jason interrupted Bruce Wayne and said directly, "I want a laboratory." Laboratory. Bruce Wayne was a little surprised. He thought Jason would say he wanted a toy or something. Are you sure, Jason? A lab is not something you should be using at your age. How about I buy you some toys? Bruce Wayne said with a smile. I just want a lab. Jason glanced at the stupid Bruce Wayne, and the imagination of his idol suddenly collapsed. In front of his son, Batman is no different from ordinary people. Bruce Wayne saw determination on Jason's face. He nodded helplessly. Okay, I'll give you a laboratory, but you must pay attention to safety. Seeing the expression on Jason's face was unmoved. Bruce Wayne made a phone call. Alfred, buy me a laboratory. How is it like? Bruce Wayne looked at Jason and looked at him expectantly. Definitely want the best besides Wayne Group. Bruce Wayne said very firmly. Jason's face lit up when he heard this. It seems that there are some benefits to having a rich and cheap dad. Especially since this dad is the legendary Batman. The Wayne family is one of the richest families in the entire Bald Eagle Empire. Probably 60% of the entire industry in Gotham City is related to the Wayne family. This is simply a magical start for him to develop technology. After all, there is an old saying. The rich rely on technology, the poor rely on mutation. If you want to do research, you can't do it without sufficient financial support. Therefore, the more Jason looked at this cheap dad, the more he liked him. Chapter 2. The Wayne family is a very large family. In all the apparent industries in Gotham City, the Wayne family controls at least 60% of the industry. Wayne Group is involved in energy, new energy, materials, biology, etc. Compared to the Stark family, which has only been rich for 2 generations. The Wayne family is the well-deserved uncrowned king. One of the most powerful families in the entire Bald Eagle Empire. As the helmsman of such a huge business empire, Bruce Wayne can be said to get the wind when he wants it, and the rain when he wants it. With just one phone call, a world-leading laboratory was purchased. Looking at the cutting-edge equipment in the laboratory, Jason's eyes turned red. Take the optical technology in front of him as an example. There are only a handful of countries in the world that can build this machine. He had never even seen a machine of this level in his previous life. Because this thing is one of the high-precision equipment that is completely embargoed. Bruce Wayne just made a phone call and had one set up in the laboratory. Jason had to lament the impermanence of the world. Jason, it looks like you're happy with the equipment. Seeing the surprise in Jason's eyes, Bruce Wayne's face was also very happy. Although these equipments are expensive, they are just a drop in the bucket for him who has never had to worry about money in his life. After all, just one bat armor would cost him hundreds of millions of dollars. Moreover, he has an entire underground garage stocked with such different styles of bat armors. A laboratory is just a small thing. Making my son happy is the most important thing. I'm indeed satisfied, thank you. Jason looked at Bruce Wayne seriously and said. Although he admires Batman very much, he still has some mental preparation to do when he calls someone daddy. Bruce Wayne obviously saw his dilemma. Jason, you can call me Bruce. Hearing this, Jason also breathed a sigh of relief. The traditions of the West and Japan are different. In many families, the relationship between father and son is more like that of friends, and calling each other by their first names is not a big deal. Okay, Bruce, thank you. Bruce Wayne was extremely excited when he heard what his son said. It's just that Mr. Batman is also a man who has seen the world after all. He quickly calmed down and asked strangely. Jason, what do you need a lab for? This equipment is not for assembling toys. Bruce Wayne had no idea what the 10-year-old Jason could do with a laboratory. Just think he wants to play. What can a 10-year-old do? Jason rolled his eyes wide. I'm going to create an artificial intelligence. What? Bruce Wayne was stunned when he heard Jason's childish voice. AI. Subconsciously he thought his son was joking. As the young master of a large family, he also received a very high education. Even if his research is not in this direction, he still knows what the concept of artificial intelligence is in the true sense. Thinking of this, a big smile appeared on Bruce Wayne's face. Jason, Do you know what artificial intelligence is? Artificial intelligence is a complicated thing. Jason, I think you will definitely be able to create real artificial intelligence in the future. Jason rolled his eyes. I don't want to talk to the guy in front of me who looks very dandy. I know for sure. Bruce. Okay, we'll talk about other things later. I'm going to start testing. Bruce Wayne also wanted to be affectionate with his son. But Jason pushed him out very forcefully. After pushing Bruce Wayne out, Jason breathed a long sigh of relief. He wasn't ready to be with Bruce Wayne. Fortunately, he has plenty of time now. He shook his head, driving away the messy thoughts from his mind. Jason started thinking about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence and traditional manual response programs are more advanced in terms of algorithms, but they still require the support of basic hardware. Every action of artificial intelligence requires the support of massive computing capabilities. Ultron created by Tony Stark. Its original servers occupied more than a dozen floors of the Stark building. If Jason wants to create an artificial intelligence of the same level, he naturally needs to build his own server array first. Tony Stark's creation of Ultron was actually just luck. Without the mind gem that this guy Loki brought to the Earth. Give him a few more decades, and I'm afraid Tony Stark won't be able to create a true artificial intelligence. Although the level of intelligence of JARVIS is very high, there is still a big gap between it and real artificial intelligence. Jason's difficulty in creating an artificial intelligence without mind gem can be imagined. You know, even in the Marvel universe where technology is so advanced, only the Kree have their own artificial intelligence. The supreme wisdom of the Kree's artificial intelligence uses a server array as large as a planet. Jason doesn't have the ability to create such a large server now. It seems that the knowledge given by the system is correct, and it wants to carry artificial intelligence. Existing servers on the planet are simply not powerful enough. Unless the redundant computing power of the internet is used, it will not be able to support the computing capabilities of artificial intelligence. The bionic quantum state service array is the only way out. A glimmer of wisdom flashed in Jason's eyes. The human brain is a very magical thing. In the Marvel world where technology is so advanced, the brain remains a forbidden area beyond the reach of all civilizations. It's just that there are billions of neurons in a brain that is only a few dozen cubes. If these neurons can be utilized, the computing capabilities they provide are huge. The technology given by the system is created based on the human brain. Bionic Quantum State Service Array. The JARVIS body in the Tony Stark building actually already has the prototype of this technology. The system is indeed a fully mature technology. The technology is at least one generation more mature than Tony Stark's. The artificial intelligence created is also more powerful. Jason's eyes flashed with excitement and he started his manufacturing work. Over the next few months, Jason's laboratory began to become very lively. Countless people come in every day. Countless people also went out. Countless materials were transported into this laboratory under the orders of Wayne Group. Jason's artificial intelligence calculations also began to improve at a speed visible to the naked eye. 5 months later, Jason finally walked out of the lab. Behind him, a huge sphere with a diameter of more than 20 meters was constantly flashing with dazzling golden light. Chapter 3. Grandpa Alfred, where is Bruce? After Jason came out of the laboratory, he went straight to the loyal butler of the Wayne family. As for his cheap man, I don't know where he went at this time. In the first month, Bruce Wayne was very patient around Jason. But later, when he saw Jason doing the experiment well, his own chivalrous heart was ready to move again. That is, during the day, Jason may still see Bruce Wayne, but at night there is no shadow of Bruce Wayne at all. The key is that Bruce Wayne doesn't know yet that Jason already knows his secret. He often finds various lame excuses to excuse him. For example, attending dance parties, company meetings, discussing cooperation, etc. Jason has always been curious about which company is so crazy and often holds meetings early in the morning. On the contrary, Alfred has been taking care of him during this time. So during this period, his relationship with Alfred was going very well. Ah, young master, he has gone to a meeting. There is an impromptu meeting in Bangsi country. Jason was amazed when he heard this. Older gingers are more spicy. For example, Alfred would not make up any excuse to have a meeting in Gotham City 2 days in the morning. Grandpa Alfred, there shouldn't be any danger in this meeting, right? Jason asked quietly. Last time, Bruce Wayne prevaricated him to go out for a meeting. When I came back, the circles under my eyes were blacker than those of a panda. I don't know how Bruce Wayne got panda eyes while wearing a bat mask. That's all. When he came back, Bruce Wayne even told him that he accidentally hit the door frame. This made Jason feel that these two people were insulting his intelligence. Hearing Jason ask this, a trace of embarrassment appeared on Alfred's face. Master, definitely. No, this won't happen. Alfred just finished speaking. I saw Bruce Wayne, who had been beaten black-eyed in the distance, walking over with a depressed look on his face. Hey, Jason. Walking up to the two of them, Bruce forced his interest to say hello to Jason. I just saw the weird looks in their eyes. Bruce touched his face and said awkwardly. What's wrong? Is something wrong? Now even old guys like Alfred can't stand it anymore. Jason said in a faint tone. Let me guess. Did you offend Sister Maria during the meeting this time and have her beaten? Maria is Bruce Wayne's personal secretary, who is responsible for acting as a vase during meetings. She is so delicate and weak. Jason said this just to make fun of Batman. Seeing Jason say this, Bruce's face flashed with embarrassment and he quickly changed the subject. Ah, Jason, I heard you were looking for me. What's the matter? Jason glanced up at him and said. My artificial intelligence is finished and I want you to take a look. What's so fast? Bruce Wayne glanced at Jason in surprise. Seeing that Jason didn't show any expression, he spoke. Okay, Alfred, let's go take a look. Look what surprise Jason brought us. Okay, sir. But, should we call Fox over? Alfred asked. Fox is the chief technology officer of Wayne Group. Bruce Wayne's Batsuit and Batmobile were both designed by Fox. Jason had created such an amazing thing, so naturally they wanted Fox to take a look. Okay, let's call Fox here too. Bruce Wayne returns. Jason didn't have any objections to this, and quietly waited for Fox to arrive. Although it was already 10 minutes past midnight, the old man Fox arrived at his laboratory quickly. Mr. Wayne, it is not polite to disturb an elderly person at this time. Fox looks like a very kind old black man with gray hair and looks very approachable. Okay, Fox, you can't blame me. Who asked Jason to finish his work now? Bruce Wayne said with a shrug. Oh, what great work has our little Jason done? Fox squatted down and rubbed Jason's smiling face. Although Jason was very uncomfortable with Fox's intimate contact style, he could only endure it. Who said children have no human rights? My artificial intelligence research and development is completed, I will show you. Afraid of being poisoned by the bad old man Fox again, Jason hurriedly walked into the laboratory. Oh, artificial intelligence. What an amazing invention. Fox also shrugged. Although he didn't think Jason could really come up with any black technology, he still followed it. Bruce Wayne and Alfred looked at each other and followed suit. After entering, the three of them were immediately shocked by the ball of light in front of them. That huge amount of golden ball of light in the middle of the laboratory. The half-virtual and half-real structure makes this light ball look very illusory. From time to time, golden light flashed, like lightning flashing across the sky. Coupled with one bright and one dark golden light. This golden ball does not look like a dead thing, but seems to be alive. Bruce Wayne prides himself on having seen the world. He has seen Superman, but the scene in front of him still made him open his eyes wide. Oh my God, what is this? Alfred exclaimed in surprise. On the contrary, Fox's mind turned faster and he spoke directly. Jason, isn't this the artificial intelligence you're talking about? Definitely. Jason nodded calmly. Hearing this, the old man Fox smiled. Although he was very amazed by this huge creation, he didn't think it was artificial intelligence. Little Jason, what does your artificial intelligence run on? You know, artificial intelligence is not just a bunch of data, it also needs hardware support. I haven't seen the server that should be there. Could it be that you put its server somewhere else? When Fox said this, Bruce Wayne and Alfred also reacted. There is essentially no difference between artificial intelligence and ordinary computers. Human-computer interaction requires a series of complex operations, and these activities require servers to support them. The better, the larger the server, the more complex the budget it can support. If you want to support the budget of artificial intelligence, the size of the server required cannot be solved by a small room. But they didn't see the so-called server, so how does this artificial intelligence work? All three turned their attention to Jason. Chapter 4. Jason looked at the three people as if they had never seen the world. I couldn't help but feel contempt in my heart. Forget it about Bruce Wayne and Alfred, two people who don't know how to do it. Why is Fox's chief technical director so confused from here? In desperation, he explained. This is definitely artificial intelligence. Because traditional server performance has limits, etc. Limited by the performance of materials, the performance of servers cannot be improved infinitely. Just the heat generation problem caused by the chip's original resistance will greatly reduce the efficiency. Jason said helplessly. Anyone who has played with computers knows that when a computer is run to its extreme, the temperature can easily rise. This is because there is resistance in the internal chip, which will cause the chip to heat up after power is turned on and reduce the operating efficiency of the chip. The same is true when switching to the server. No matter how good the heat dissipation is, it is impossible to completely dissipate the heat. In addition, the server originally has limitations. Naturally, new energy cannot yet compete with new technologies. To solve this problem, I took advantage of new technology. Bionically inspired quantum state service array. It is essentially an application of bionics, breaking particles into quark-level microscopic particles, and then performing quantum state calculations. This makes the artificial intelligence server in front of us comparable to a quantum computer to a certain extent. After Jason finished speaking, the other two people except Fox looked confused. Although I don't know what Jason is talking about, I always have an uneasy feeling. Jason, is what you've researched really so powerful? Bruce Wayne coughed and said. However, his trembling voice still showed that he was not as calm as he appeared. Before Jason could speak, the old man Fox spoke first. Awesome, Mr. Wayne, this is not just about being awesome. If what little Jason said is true, this matter is another breakthrough in the scientific community and may even be recorded in history. I think there should be no problem with the Nobel Prize. Fox said with some excitement. As the technical director of Wayne Group, he can better understand the significance of this technology. Having computing capabilities similar to those of a quantum computer is a great thing even without artificial intelligence. The gap between this invention and today's computers is like the gap between supercomputers and the first-generation computers decades ago. This is the gap between times. Hearing Fox's praise, Bruce Wayne came back to his senses. He rarely heard the old guy Fox praise others. Even Tony Stark, who is recognized as a genius, is nothing more than a handful in Fox's eyes. The technical difficulty of the batsuit created by Fox is no less than that of Iron Man's steel battle suit. It's just that the application methods of the two are different. It's hard to hear Fox's praise. Bruce Wayne felt happy when he thought of this. It turns out Jason is really that good. Bruce Wayne smiled and said. Jason looked at Bruce Wayne's expression and rolled his eyes. Okay, let me show you the most basic application of artificial intelligence. There are many applications of artificial intelligence. Whether it is computing or various data analysis, artificial intelligence performs very well. I will only show you the most basic function, face search and recognition. I can use the artificial intelligence to restore Bruce's movement tonight. As soon as Jason finished speaking, Bruce Wayne said loudly. Impossible. He went out to do some heroic deeds tonight, and his whereabouts were very secretive. How could he be found out? Jason rolled his eyes, not wanting to talk to his cheap, illiterate man. He spoke directly. Skynet, start analysis. Yes. A charming voice came from all directions. Soon, a transparent screen appeared in midair. What was playing on the screen was surveillance video. Inside is what Bruce Wayne did tonight. Even the scene where Bruce Wayne puts on the batsuit and goes to the dock to do some heroic work. Looking at the scene on the surveillance video, it turned out to be the underground garage of Wayne Manor. Bruce Wayne was already dumbfounded, with a dumbfounded look on his face. The old man Alfred was also shocked and his hands were trembling as if he had Parkinson's disease. It took a long time before Bruce Wayne could hold back a sentence. It shouldn't be. Wayne Manor has the most advanced firewall in the world. The firewall at Area 51 is not necessarily better than the one here. Jason glanced at him and said calmly. In the face of artificial intelligence, any firewall is meaningless. Jason's eyes were full of calmness. Is that so, Fox? Alfred asked towards Fox. After hearing Alfred's question, Fox reacted from the shock. Then he said with a wry smile. That's true. Any digital defense is meaningless in the face of artificial intelligence. Now even if Jason wants to launch a nuclear bomb, we can't stop him. The physical isolation is not as strict as imagined. Any military robot should not be controlled by artificial intelligence. Fox smiled bitterly and shook his head. So what if Wayne Manor's electronic defenses were advanced? The gap between artificial intelligence and humans is difficult for ordinary people to imagine. The world's top hackers are like children in front of artificial intelligence. For example, ordinary hackers can only crack passwords through various methods. However, artificial intelligence can completely rely on performance to brute force passwords and perform exhaustive methods to crack them. This kind of computing ability is simply impossible for humans to possess. How can a firewall created by humans be able to block artificial intelligence? Bruce Wayne was even more surprised when he heard Fox say this. You can fit an egg in with your mouth open. He knew that artificial intelligence was powerful, but he didn't expect it to be so powerful. Even the military can't stop it. This made Bruce Wayne so surprised that his jaw almost dropped. What makes Bruce Wayne even more uncomfortable is that he carefully disguised his identity as Batman and was found out so easily. The whole process took less than a minute. To be precise, just over 40 seconds. His actions that he thought were secret were completely discovered tonight. With such richness, it would be no problem to make a movie. He didn't even know when Gotham City had so many surveillance cameras. While Bruce Wayne was in a daze, Jason glanced helplessly at the three stunned people. Bruce, I didn't expect you to actually like to do cosplay. Shouldn't this be something only children like? When Jason said this, the expressions on the three people's faces were a little embarrassed. Chapter 5. After Jason said those words, the air in the entire laboratory became anxious. Especially Bruce Wayne, who for some reason has the urge to crawl into the cracks of the ground. After a long time, Bruce Wayne coughed awkwardly and said, Jason, this is not 'cause I am Batman. How about it, isn't it cool? Jason rolled his eyes. He didn't expect that Bruce Wayne would struggle with this kind of problem. Although he admired Batman very much, he suddenly felt uninterested. Maybe, but let's get down to business. Who is this? Jason pointed at the screen with his little hand. A pale Joker face appeared on the screen. Seeing this face, Bruce Wayne's expression became serious. This is Joker, a madman, a lawless criminal. Although Jason knows who Joker is. But in order not to be exposed, he still didn't speak and waited for Bruce Wayne to explain. Glancing at Jason, Bruce Wayne slowly explained. Gotham City. It was originally a city of sin. But after he began to transform into Batman in the dark, the security of the entire Gotham City suddenly improved a lot. Just when he was overjoyed with the results he had achieved, an opponent appears. That's Joker. This guy with the Joker face paint. The first time he appeared, he arrogantly robbed a bank and gave the entire positive forces in Gotham City a hard slap. Then it set off a storm of huge amounts of money in Gotham City. Many people have been affected by this storm. As the Asgardian in the darkness of Gotham City, he is naturally no exception. However, Joker is an ordinary person. But he is more difficult to deal with than any person with special abilities he has ever seen. He still couldn't forget the last time he saw Joker. At that time, he was tracking a white powder transaction in the port. With his excellent fighting skills, he has captured several drug dealers and is preparing to hand them over to the law. However, just as he was about to take action, a strange sound came from his ears. Papa pa pa. Bruce Wayne turned around sharply. Joker with green hair and a purple tuxedo appeared in the darkness. When Bruce Wayne saw Joker, he immediately wanted to take action. However, Joker's next move stopped him. Ooh, I wouldn't do that if I were you, Batman. As he spoke, Joker showed his crazy smile. He held a red detonation button in his hand and tossed it around. Bruce Wayne's face darkened. Joker is a madman, and he holds a detonator in his hand, which means that he really planted countless bombs around him. He didn't care about the lives of these drug dealers. But there are residential buildings nearby. If Joker planted a bomb there too, it wouldn't be a happy thing for him. And based on what he knew about Joker, it was not surprising at all that Joker would do such a thing. What do you want? Hey hey. A terrifying laugh burst from Joker's mouth. The body makes several indescribable movements. Joker then spoke. Batman, let's play a game. I planted 20 bombs near the docks. You need to find them within 5 minutes and take them down. If you can't do it. Before Joker finished speaking, 3 flying darts flew out of Bruce Wayne's shoulder armor. The remote control that was thrown up in Joker's hand shattered. Bruce flew forward, trying to catch Joker. It's just that in addition to Joker's originally high IQ, his own fighting ability is also quite outstanding. Soon he got into a fight with Bruce Wayne. But Bruce Wayne soon gained the upper hand. Just when he was about to defeat Joker, Joker burst into laughter again. Ahem, haha, cough. Batman, you only have 3 minutes now. Bruce Wayne was shocked when he heard this. He gave Joker a hateful look and started the Batmobile. He wants to use the equipment on the Batmobile to find bombs hidden in the neighborhood. However, he still took a moment to tie Joker here and wait for him to come back before sending him to court. It was just when I came back here after dismantling the bomb that day. Joker has long since disappeared. Also disappearing were the drug dealers he tied up. In desperation, he could only return to his Wayne group in depression. After listening to Bruce Wayne's explanation, Jason nodded. Although Joker does not have any special abilities, he is definitely the most difficult villain in Gotham City. None of them. The reason why he is more troublesome than others is that Joker is a madman. He doesn't care about the consequences at all. Joker just wants to prove that the world is chaotic and dark, and he doesn't care about anything else. Coupled with the fact that Joker originally had a very high IQ and outstanding knowledge, he could naturally bring huge amounts of trouble to Batman. Looking at the expression on Bruce Wayne's face, Jason knew that he was definitely not relaxed at the moment. Do you want to find him? Jason looked at Bruce Wayne and said. What? Bruce Wayne was so lost in thought when it came to Joker that he didn't even hear what Jason was saying. I said you want to find him. Jason repeated. Definitely, but Joker is so good at hiding that I can't trace him at all. Bruce Wayne shook his head. Joker is not just a madman, he is also a criminal with a very high IQ. My original knowledge is very outstanding. He also wanted to use his connections to find Joker in Gotham City, but he was allowed to use all his strength. He still found no trace of Joker. He doesn't think Jason has ability either. Although artificial intelligence is powerful, it still cannot interfere with reality. In addition, Gotham City's infrastructure is very backward, and 40% of the places do not have cameras. There is also a very complicated underground drainage system. If you want to find Joker, even with artificial intelligence, it will be extremely difficult. Thank you for your kindness, Jason. But Joker is very hidden, so I'm afraid you can't be of much help. I'll find him myself, Bruce Wayne said with a very determined expression on his face. Seeing him like this, Jason curled his lips. Courageous, but stupid. How long do you have to wait to find Joker by yourself? You can only wait until someone else commits a crime and then pursue them. This is a missed opportunity. If it weren't for the protagonist's halo, Jason even suspected that Batman might have been killed by the Joker. Besides, Bruce Wayne really underestimates artificial intelligence. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.